What if you woke up one morning to find your family's legacy stolen, bulldozed overnight into a gleaming $500 million resort? That's exactly what happened to me, Ethan Caldwell, a 32-year-old IT drone from Seattle, drowning in code and coffee until a single phone call turned my world upside down. By the end of this wild ride, I didn't just take back what was mine, I turned a criminal scam into a $2.3 billion empire. Buckle up, because this story's got more twists than a snake in a blender, and it's all true. I was just another guy in a cramped studio apartment, fixing bugs for a tech company by day and trolling online by night. My life was a far cry from the American dream, more like the American grind. My biggest claim to fame was a startup app that crashed harder than a drunk uncle at a wedding. My mom always said I didn't have the business gene, like my grandpa, Walter Caldwell, and I believed her. That is, until a rainy Tuesday when my phone rang with a California number I didn't recognize. Normally, I'd let it go to voicemail, but something made me answer. Ethan Caldwell? The voice was crisp, like a lawyer who billed by the syllable. This is Gerald Hayes from Hayes & Partners. I'm calling about your grandfather, Walter Caldwell. My coffee mug froze mid-sip. Walter, the grandpa I hadn't seen since I was 12, the one my family barely mentioned, was a real estate legend who'd built an empire from nothing. I'm sorry to inform you he passed last week. You're the sole heir to his estate, including 50 acres of prime land in Willow Creek, California. I nearly choked. 50 acres? From Saw Walter Caldwell? My voice cracked like a kid hitting puberty. Gerald confirmed it, calm as you please, and asked when I could come to California. My hands shook as I hung up. Grandpa Walter, who'd vanished from my life after some family drama, had left me everything. I hit the road in my beat-up Toyota, needing the 2-day drive to process. Memories flooded back, Walter teaching me to fish at his lake house, roasting corn over a campfire, his gravelly voice saying, "Land, Ethan, is the only thing they can't fake. Own the ground you stand on, and you own your future." I didn't get it then. Now, I whispered to the empty car, "I'm sorry I never VY-sided, Grandpa." Willow Creek was all golden hills and sprawling estates, a far cry from Seattle's gray grind. Gerald's office was in a creaky Victorian downtown. He was exactly what you'd expect: silver hair, sharp eyes, a suit older than me. His handshake was firm, and he looked at me like he saw Walter. "You're his spitting image," he said. "We served in Vietnam together. He saved my life twice, once in Da Nang, once in business." The paperwork was a blur of deeds and taxes, but a handwritten note from Walter stopped me cold. "Ethan, if you're reading this, it's time. The land is yours, but they'll try to take it. Trust Gerald. Beware the HOA. Donovans don't back down. Love, Grandpa." "HOA?" I asked. Gerald's face aged a decade. "Homeowners Association of Willow Creek. Your grandpa fought them for years. Their president, Victoria Langley, is a real piece of work." The next day, Gerald drove me to the land, 50 acres of rolling hills, wildflowers, ancient oaks, and a view of Lake Willow that stole my breath. "All yours," Gerald said. "Walter bought it in '85 for $100,000. It's worth $50 million now." But then I spotted survey stakes with HOA markers. "What the hell?" I muttered. Gerald's jaw tightened. "They've already started." Before I could ask more, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Saw, don't trust the HOA. They're planning something awful. A friend. Saw." A black Escalade rolled up, and out stepped Victoria Langley, 48, all sharp edges and designer heels, her smile as warm as a snake's. "Mr. Caldwell, I'm Victoria, HOA president. Welcome to Willow Creek." Her handshake felt like a warning. She mentioned compliance issues with my land, her tone dripping venom. I stood taller, feeling a spark of Walter's fire. "Compliance? I've owned this land for a day." Her smile showed too many teeth. "Violations don't care about ownership, Mr. Caldwell. You'll get formal notice soon." She sped off, Leah vying dust and dread in her wake. The notice arrived next morning at the Willow Inn, a manila envelope that hit like a brick. The desk clerk whispered, "You've got their attention now. Last guy they targeted sold his place for nothing." Inside was a 3-page list of insane violations: grass too tall, $10,000 fine, no HOA approved fence, $25,000, unauthorized, wildflowers, $15,000. Total, $500,000. I laughed, then got mad, then got smart. I called Gerald. "When's the next HOA meeting?" He chuckled. "Tomorrow night." "What are you planning?" I grinned. "A show they won't forget." I prepped like a man possessed. Got a t-shirt printed "Saw Property Law Guru Saw" on the front, "Saw Sue Me Saw" on the back. Hit the library for every California property law I could find. Set up my laptop to live stream. The HOA meeting was in a tacky community center, packed with bored retirees. Victoria and her board sat up front like a corporate cult. When I walked in, the room went silent. Victoria's eye twitched, but she kept her shark smile. "Mr. Caldwell, we were just discussing your violations." I plopped down front row, phone out. "Don't let me interrupt. Just here to learn." She started with grass height nonsense. I raised my hand like a kid in class. "Who measured it? Golden ruler or regular?" The room snickered. Her smile slipped. I kept at it, countering every violation with law. Wildflowers were protected species. Fence rules didn't apply to agricultural land. Their sign mandate violate free speech. The retirees started asking questions too. Victoria was shaking by the end. "These rules protect property values," she snapped. I stood, phone rolling. "Or they line someone's pockets." "Where do the fines go, Victoria? Your bank account?" The silence was electric. She turned purple but said nothing. In the parking lot, a woman approached, mid-30s, tired eyes. "I'm Lisa Harper, ex-HOA board. Meet me at Sunrise Diner, 6 a.m. She slipped me a flash drive and vanished. Back at the hotel, the drive revealed a nightmare: spreadsheets, emails, plans for a paradise project, with my land at its heart. A memo from Victoria to someone named Victor Chun read, "Saw resolve the Caldwell issue fast. Start phase 2. Saw my gut twisted. Was Walter's death natural?" Another anonymous text, "Saw check county records. Walter's death certificate. Saw I didn't sleep, DVYing into county databases with my IT skills." By dawn, I'd found Victoria's pass fired from a finance firm for fraud engine, a developer known for shady deals. 3 other landowners had died recently, their properties snatched by the HOA. At the diner, Lisa looked like she hadn't slept in years. "I joined the HOA to make Willow Creek better," she whispered. "Victoria was so convincing. Then I saw them seize an elderly couple's land after missed payments. When I questioned it, my brakes failed on Highway 12. Lines were cut. My blood ran cold." Her folder had doctored minutes, shady transfers, backdated permits. "Walter was onto them," she said. "They hated him because he wouldn't budge." I uploaded her docs to secure servers, paranoia paying off. Lisa leaned in. "The Paradise Project's huge casinos, shopping, airfields. Your land's the key. Without it, it collapses." A news alert hit my phone. Saw developer announces Willow Creek investment. Saw the photos showed Victoria shaking hands with Victor Chin. I needed hard proof. I called my old roommate, Nate, who ran a security firm. "Need surveillance gear, fast." He didn't ask why. "Tonight, man." At the county recorders, the clerk paled when I asked for Walter's death certificate. Her boss, sporting an HOA badge, stonewalled. "Sealed by court order." I pushed, but got nowhere until the clerk slipped me a note. "Saw records, 3rd floor. Ask for Tim. Say Jenny sent you." Saw Tim, a Vietnam vet, lit up at Gerald's name and handed me everything, including a sketchy addendum to Walter's certificate signed by a disgraced doctor. Nate arrived with enough cameras to make a spy blush. We rigged my land with hidden motion sensors and fake, "no trespassing," signs to lure them in. At 2:17 a.m., my phone lit up 3 figures planting stakes, taking soil samples. One called Victoria. Foundations good for a 20-story building, just like the architect said. I had them. I uploaded the footage online, titled Saw HOA Caught Trespassing on Private Land Saw. By noon, it had 50,000 VYUs. Locals flooded social media with their own HOA horror stories. Victoria called voice like ice. Take it down, or I'll sue for defamation. I laughed. Truth's my defense, Victoria. How's the Paradise Project? She went silent, then hissed. You're in over your head. I hung up. Bring it. At 5 a.m., Gerald pounded on my hotel door, frantic. They got an emergency permit. Called your land a safety hazard. We raced to the property. Overnight, a resort skeleton had risen, cranes, trucks, hundreds of workers. Victoria strutted up with chin, smug in a hard hat. Impressive, right? Emergency protocols let us build for public benefit. Appeal it in 6 months. Chin offered a deal. I spat. This is theft. They thought they'd won. They were wrong. I let them build, knowing California law made their resort mine. I hired Rachel Stein, a lawyer who made CEOs weep. She pored over my EVY dense footage emails, a recorded call where Victoria and the mayor plotted to handle me. They're sloppy, Rachel said. Every permit lists you as the owner. We sued for fraud, conspiracy, racketeering, naming Victoria, Chun, the mayor, everyone. The courthouse buzzed. Our drama was Willow Creek's Super Bowl. Victoria's lawyers claimed immunity. Rachel laughed. For an HOA? Desperate. Judge Ellison stopped construction and set a trial. Victoria cornered me outside. Chin doesn't lose. He saw eliminates saw. I smiled. Phones recording Vic. Threats escalated, break-ins, black SUVs, spray paint on my car. But Lisa found falsified HOA minutes, and a witness, Maria Gomez, revealed Victoria's intimidation. Then Gerald uncovered Walter's VY Dale. Ethan, they got me. You're not loud, but you're stubborn. Show 'em what Caldwells are made of. I cried but vowed to burn their empire down. A late-night knock brought Richard Lang, Chen's rival, offering Dula $2.3 billion for the resort. Chen ruined my company, he said. This is justice. He revealed Chen's money laundering for cartels, the resort affront. The FBI was circling. When Chen's CFO died in a suicide, Victoria panicked, halting the project. At an HOA meeting, her phone rang. Chen, furious in Mandarin. Lang translated. Fix this or you're done. Victoria begged me for help, tears streaming. Chen'll kill me. I offered a deal, confess, cooperate, get protection. She took it. FBI agents arrested a board member mid-rant, and Chin was nabbed in Hong Kong. The signing was a circus media, feds, Lang's Bentley. I showed Walter's VY Dale, the courtroom wept. I signed for Dula $2.3 billion, demanding an eco-resort, local jobs, and a community fund. Chen's goons tried to intimidate me, but feds swarmed. My phone rang, a cold voice. You've caused problems. I laughed. Everything's documented. Touch me, and it's global. I hung up, clinking glasses with Lang. To grandpas who plan ahead. 6 months later, the eco-resort thrived. Lisa ran finances, locals got jobs, and I built Caldwell Hospitality Group from a barn office, Walter's medal on my desk. Chen got 40 years. Victoria turned teacher in Montana. I looked at Walter's photo and whispered, Thanks, Vic. You built my empire. Corruption's everywhere, but so are fighters. Are you one? Where are you reading from? Your story might be next.